Welcome into another video. It is currently 1:30 in the morning as I am recording this. Just got off work. Got to watch some beautiful preseason football tonight. Couple storylines to take away from these games. The first one, a really good game. Richardson and the Colts in the QB room, and Daniel Jones and Jones struggling against some backups, and then Riley Leonard going in there and maybe looking like the best quarterback on the field that night. Not overly great game, but not too bad. Didn't get to watch the Bengals in the Eagles game because I was at work, 1, and 2. It wasn't on primetime TV. But I did see a lot of good from Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow on like the 2 drives that they had together, which shouldn't be shocking anybody. I'm sure the Eagles really weren't playing anybody tonight. But getting into the Raiders and the Seahawks game, which was definitely, in my opinion, the most sought-after game to be watching tonight, that's where the storylines led. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really worried about Ashton Jeanty or Torrey Horton or any of these younger guys, Damian Martinez. I was worried about Jalen Milroe. He was the only guy I had my sights set on tonight. I wanted to watch Jalen Milroe throw the football around. I've seen Aiden O'Connell throw the football. I've seen Drew Lock throw the football. I've seen Geno Smith throw the fucking football. Give me Jalen Milroe reps. And overall, I liked what I saw. Now, coming out of college, everybody in the world had mixed views on Jalen Milroe. He was, this phenomenal athlete with phenomenal legs and this massive arm who could throw the ball on a frozen rope 70 miles an hour. But lacked a lot of progression issues, anticipatory issues, struggled in the pocket, struggled against tough competition in the SEC this year. He had like 5 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in the SEC this year. So I thought he was drafted where he should have been, but I was still excited to watch him play football tonight. And I thought he looked better than I was expecting. Now, granted, it's preseason. It's more just the reps and the repetition that these players are getting that is the most impactful thing for them. It's hard to take away interceptions or touchdowns. Truly, the better you play, the better your odds are at making a roster. But overall, you've got second stringers out there. You've got third stringers out there. I'm not putting Jalen Milroe on this pedestal. But like I said, I was at work tonight. I took some receipt paper. I made a lot of notes. I watched every single one of his snaps tonight except for maybe a few. And I loved what I saw. I did. Now, there were obviously some things he's going to have to work on. I still don't think his mechanics are obviously all there. I thought from the pocket, he was really, a little jumpy, which is understandable. It's his first NFL game under the lights. I get it, but I thought he was bailing out a little bit too early. But when you have an athlete with those kind of legs, it's hard to blame him because he looked really good with his legs tonight. But that's not what I'm worried about with his game. In the game, I want to see him kind of stick in the pocket a little bit more, deliver some strikes to his talented wide receiver room. I mean, he was getting a lot of help. The Seahawks were running the fucking shit out of the ball tonight. I didn't care who it was. I mean, Damian Martinez, right? They were pounding the rock down Las Vegas's throat. Granted, don't take anything significant away from the preseason, but their whole running back room looked very, very good. But overall, Jalen Milroe, I thought he made a few plays that really stood out to me. His first drive of the game, first play, 11-yard scramble, called back for a holding. Second play, he worked to a second read, hit Jake Bobo, and I enjoyed that. That was nice. I was like, okay, he stood in the pocket, made the shuffle, hit Bobo for a little 5-yard gain, and then his second ball came out very late on a hitch. I forget who it was. I mean, we're talking 10 receivers playing fucking football tonight, but it was very late, nearly intercepted, didn't throw the ball with anticipation, and it was just like, okay, so one good, one bad. But as the night progressed and he kind of, settled in a little bit more, I was liking what I was seeing. Their third drive of the game with Milroe in, he had a really, really good drive. Now, they were establishing the run on this drive, driving the ball right down their throats. But one time he sat in the pocket, delivered a really well-timed ball over the middle for about a gain of like 14, 15, 16. And then as they kept gashing him with the run, he was just like, you can tell this guy is going to be very dangerous in the play action. His speed is off the fucking charts. Like, the defense was shifting with him. Any little twitch, any little shift he did, they did it right there with him. They were matching him everywhere, and he delivered a really nice strike on that touchdown drive on play action for like another gain of 12, 13 yards. Really good stuff. Set them up in the red zone, and then the running backs finished it the rest of the way. And then his fourth drive, I really liked what I saw. Again, we finally got to see him showcase his legs. Read option, made the right read, picked up about like 30, 35 yards. I mean, he was just blowing by the second level. And then he, once again, like I said, on his second play of that drive, 5-step drop, maybe bailed a little bit too early, but his speed, his athleticism is so unmatched. It's only going to benefit him, obviously, having the speed and athleticism. But I just, like I said, I want to see him maneuver in the pocket. And I feel like, you know, he made the right moves. Pressure was coming off the edges, jumped up in the pocket, but then he bailed. I kind of want to see him sit in there and maybe deliver something, but we don't know what he's seeing. The all-22 film's not even out yet, so I understand that. And then 4th and 1, opportunity, rolled out to the right. It looked like the tight end could have caught the ball, delivered it about like 15 yards down the field. But on 4th and 1, I kind of want to see him maybe just pick up that first down so he could have kept the drive going. But it looks like the tight end could have got it, maybe just missed him. I don't know. Like I said, all-22 footage isn't out yet. Going to have to dive into that play a little deeper. And then he was even set up with a game-winning drive opportunity, and the first ball out of his hands was beautiful. Picked up like 16 yards, step back, 1, 2, 3, delivered a strike into a tight window, and I really like that. But then he started seeing some pressure, had a throwaway, I believe, and then took a sack on the next play. They had no choice but to punt in that situation. So the pressure was just getting into him there, but would have liked to maybe see a little bit more on that game-winning drive. I was getting excited for it, but overall, my takeaways were, I thought he looked the part tonight. Not necessarily that he's going to go in there and be a starter. I don't think he looks the part of a starter yet, but I thought he looked the part of a good, young, rising backup who's going to get to learn behind Sam Darnold for a few years. He didn't look horrendous. His speed was off the charts. And I would not be surprised to see Kubiak use him in some packages this year. It's hard to keep that athleticism and speed off the field in your offense. But overall, I think looking forward to the future for Jalen Milroe. I thought we saw some good things tonight. A few anticipation issues like we saw in Alabama, maybe a little bit too jumpy in the pocket, but he impressed me more than I was expecting from him tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. I'm going to have my Bears preseason recap coming out just on Sunday. We got some more good games tonight. Shedeur Sanders makes his debut. Saturday, we have a full preseason slate, and I know it's just preseason, but come on, this is where you get to see the guys who you scouted all fucking January, February, March, April. You get to see these young bucks. It don't matter. 5th round picks, 4th round picks. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's not the real season. It's not the real deal. Nobody's expecting it to be. You're not getting your emotions up. You're not getting your hype into it. But it's preseason football. It's football. Enjoy it. Enjoy getting to watch these young rooks and these young players scrap and fight and earn that roster spot. It's exciting. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a fuck. It's fun. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. I'll see you guys Sunday. Peace.